Hello, hockey fans. A Minnesota Hockey Connection show is on the air. We're at PACT-TV Studios, downtown Duluth, in City Hall. It's March 21st, Tuesday. Because of Martin Luther King and other stuff going on yesterday, we're doing the show this Tuesday. And we got Tim Cortes, one of the world-renowned pencil artists. Pencil artist, right?
Yeah.
They call you a pencil artist?
They call me, it's called pencil paintings.
Oh.
Which is weird.
I'm learning stuff about art now. I wasn't good at art. I just took it because there's girls in the class.
Oh, there you go. Easy A.
Yeah, but I wasn't good at it. I wasn't creative. Let's say that. And you are, because you started young. You knew you were an artist back when you were in grade school, I bet.
Back before that, I would be off in the corner with my crayons when I was 3, 4 years old.
Wow.
Separating myself from my other siblings.
So
I always knew it, yeah.
How do you get that way at 3, 4 years old?
I don't know. I think with artists, it's just a motivation in that direction from a very...
Well, it's a
I think it's something you're born with.
It's a God-given gift,
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
So, yeah.
You've been a lucky guy with this.
Yeah. And not enough people follow it, unfortunately.
Right.
You know?
Right. But when they see it, they want it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you got, especially in sports.
Well, I got lucky with that.
Yeah.
Was able to blend both of my passions for hockey and art and blend them make a career out of it.
Right. And a little bit about Tim. What year did you graduate from Duluth East?
1984.
84, okay.
Yeah.
And then you went down and you were backup goalie behind Rob Stabler.
I played 2 years of junior hockey down in Dubuque, Iowa. And then I was offered a chance to play for the Gophers with Rob Stabler. So we went both in as freshmen. We had competed against each other up here. He was Denfeld, I was at East.
Then because your artist talent, you got into the art as a business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
There at that time.
Actually, I transferred over to the Minneapolis College of Art and Design from the University of Minnesota, and the first professional drawing that I did for sports art was of Lou Nanne.
Really?
When he was inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah.
That early?
Ted Brill hired me to do that.
Oh, I knew Ted.
Yeah.
All the guys that are the big shots in hockey, Ted Brill,
Ted was
Lou
a good friend of my dad,
Herb Brooks, John Russo. These are all big shots and did a lot of stuff for high school hockey.
He was he gave me my first professional job. And,
he always did the grade 8.
Yeah.
I think he was a Rapids guy.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah. Definitely a Rapids guy. He
was
outspoken. He was a great man.
Right. And you just did another thing for Lou Nanne.
Yeah, and all these years later, I did, it was his retirement piece from the state tournament.
Yeah,
amazing. And I did that for him personally, and he actually worked with me on it to include the 4 favorite memories of the state tournament. One was Duluth East, with Apple Valley.
Right.
Another one was this kid from Centennial who had 3 straight shutouts.
Right. I think his name was Schultz.
Yeah. His appearance, and then Ryan McDonough.
Oh, yeah.
But what Lou didn't know is that I was going to put his family in there, in their appearances in the state tournament. So Marty, who I played with at the University of Minnesota, put a picture of him scoring the winning goal in the state championship. Wow. And then his 2 grandsons were both in the state tournament.
And he didn't know that.
He didn't know I was putting that in there.
I bet he was just...
It brought a tear to his eye. It was kind of nice.
Wow, great.
It was really an emotional...
Well, I'm going to get back to Lou later on in the show because there's a question there. But, I got to say some little bad news, and since we're talking Duluth East and that a little bit, one of the best players that came out of Duluth East passed away a couple weeks ago, Chris Locker. He was a line mate with Dave Spihar. And I'm just going to read a small, it wasn't really an obituary, but it was in one of the papers. in Duluth here. It said, Chris Locker, a former ice hockey star and beloved coach from Duluth, Minnesota, has tragically passed away at age 47. Locker, known for exceptional skills as a forward during his time at Duluth East High School, was a key figure in Minnesota high school hockey. He made history along his teammate Dave Spehar, forming one of the most dynamic duels in the state of hockey history, breaking records for the most combined points by two teammates, which is still today the record. His contribution to the sport extended well beyond his playing career. After graduating, Locker transitioned into coaching, mentoring numerous young athletes and guiding them both on and off the ice. His coaching philosophy centered around sportsmanship, teamwork, and resilience, making him a respected figure in the hockey community. Chris was more than just a teammate. He was a brother, said Dave Spehar, reflecting on those years together and on and off the ice. The memories we created will stay with me forever. Known for his kindness, humor, and passion for hockey, Locker legacy will live on through the players he coached and the community he shares. He is survived by his family, including his parents, siblings, and extended family, and we know the two brothers, Mike and Derek, very well.
Yeah.
And his death was left with a void that will be deeply felt not only in Duluth and throughout the broader hockey community. That was a nice little thing.
Yeah, that was sad. He was far too young to die, and I know the brothers well. They're gonna be having a service for him, I think, in February.
Right, here, I got that right here, just to let everyone know. If you got a piece of paper and pen, I will tell you where the services are gonna be. It's gonna be February 7th. That's a Friday, February 7th. It's gonna be at 3 o'clock at the Cremation Society of Minnesota. That's out on 41st, 42nd area on Grand Avenue in West Duluth. And that's at 3 o'clock. And after the services, there's going to be a social event at the Club One Under. The Lockers started this new golf thing.
Simulator.
Yeah.
Simulator.
And I guess it's going real good talking to people and that. And that'll start at 5:30, and that's in the Vickers Brewery
It used to
complex.
be the former tap room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The former tap room. So February 7th, 3 o'clock at the Cremation Society in West Duluth, 41st Avenue. And then down at the Vickers complex after for a social event. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that everyone knows.
Yeah, it's going to be a packed house,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And I was talking to someone, they can fit 200 in there.
Yeah.
So I might have to get there early.
Yeah, well, it's God bless their family. I've known the Lockers for a lot of years, and this was a blow. I don't think it was expected, and our hearts go out to the Locker family,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know he struggled in his early days and that, but I don't know it got that bad at the end, no, but.
Well, you hear a lot about Spee, not as much about Locks, but it was Chris that was feeding him all those, all those passes.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, just beautiful saucer passes.
And we were talking the other day, just same thing, that if it wasn't for Locker, Spehar would never be what he is. And even Dave Spehar says the same thing.
Oh, sure, yeah. They were a definite, and Doug Woog tried to have the magic happen again at the U.
Right.
And it didn't pan out.
Right.
But I would have tried too if I was a college coach. Why not?
Right.
Those kids were playing together since they were peewees.
Right.
And they had a chemistry, definitely.
I try not to look back, but maybe if you could look back at that, find out what was going on in Chris's life where he could have matched up again with Dave and that. But you can't really look back.
You can't look back, yeah.
But there have to be some problems where because he loved the game of hockey. And I'll tell you what, you know me, I'm always at a hockey rink, and I'm just adding up the games. I'll say since '91, I think I've been over 12,000 high school, junior, college, and pro games.
Yeah.
And
I think you might get a little hockeyed out.
these two, not yet. Still got the passion, so that's all that counts. But those two, Spihar and Locker, probably is the most entertaining time of all the 30-some years.
Yeah.
The most entertaining hockey that I was excited to get goosebumps watching those two.
Sure, I was
Some
there.
of the things that you,
Yep,
I mean-
I was there for all of that because my brother-in-law played Matt Mathias. He was on those state tournament teams. And
right.
that was some fun times for me and their entire family. And we'd go down to the old, where did they have, what was it before it was at the St. Paul, before it was at the
It used to be at the Civic Center.
Civic Center,
Yeah, the glass
I
boards,
don't know why, yeah.
clear boards.
I remember being at that Apple Valley game.
Oh, geez, everyone was
1
there.
in the morning,
Everyone,
yeah.
it seemed like there was 1 million people at that game.
Everybody says they were there, but they weren't all there.
It only fit 17.
I was there. I was behind the Apple Valley net.
How did he said? I was at the bar and they kept it open till 5 in the morning. Oh man, but good. I mean, a lot of people remember that.
Yeah.
that goes way back.
Those were big days.
That's 30 years
East
ago.
Greyhounds, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone in St. Paul, they just loved. Everyone downtown during those games, they loved Duluth East back then. They just loved it.
They did. That East Edina rivalry is great. And, I talked to my friends because I got a lot of friends in Edina. People up here talk about Lou Nanny like, oh, he's the big evil, he hates East. That's not true at all. He loved Randolph and he loved East.
Right.
He loved that rivalry with Edina. And he was always, when we got down to the state tournament, he was right there greeting us when we got down to the locker rooms. It was great.
Yeah, since '91, I'm up in the press box for the state tournaments.
Well, yeah.
And Lou's done every one of them. And so you gotta say, I probably talked to Lou over 300 times during games and all that.
Boy, yeah, he was
all
sharp
the
as
games.
they get too. Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. But we were upstairs one time. We had a break between the early session and the late session, and we're just talking and that. And we're talking about name the 5 best games that you ever were doing color on and watching and that. And he was just going real fast, Boy, he didn't even know it, but this is 5. 3 were East games. Yeah, just came out,
Well, that they provided.
That Apple
Great
Valley
entertainment.
game he thought was the best game ever.
And then the one in, was it 2015, where East came back and beat Edina?
Oh, that
Where
was
they got the standing ovation from
He
everybody.
liked
in
the
crowd.
Eden Prairie game where it went into 3
Oh,
overtimes.
yes.
He said it's
And,
one of the best hockey games, just pure 2 teams going at it and blood.
Yeah.
And Rawl and then Andrew Kerr.
Yep.
Kerr knocking Rawl 100 times on the ice, and Rawl gets up every time.
Wasn't it Rao that got the winning goal?
Yep.
The tip of the stick?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. And then
That was a great state tournament.
Spihar's hat trick in the
Yep.
championship game.
Against Moorhead.
In doing penalty shot.
Yep.
I mean, it was just fun talk. But you know what? You can be with Lou Nanny for a month
Yeah.
every day from 8 in the morning till 8 at night, and you'll get a different story.
Oh, yeah.
Every hour.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
guy has
His son's exactly the same way. too.
Marty?
Yeah, Marty.
Is he? I used to see Marty because he used to have one of the
He's
sweets all the
hilarious.
time.
He the way he imitates his father is so funny because they look so much alike. He throws the lisp in there like that, and, it's hilarious.
Okay, let's get back. Tim Cortes here, former Duluth East, former golfer, but world-renowned artist, and he has he opened up a studio this year,
Yep.
right? This is your first
No,
year?
actually, it's been a year. It's been open for exactly a year.
Okay.
It's out at the Heritage Center. It's called Tim Cortes Studio West. And what you do is you get in the elevator at the Heritage Center, you go up to 2, and it opens up right into my gallery. It's a open gallery / studio where I'm actually working up there.
Right.
And it's a really nice space. It's a dream for a kid who grew up playing and coaching hockey to have a gallery overlooking a hockey rink, especially one as nice as the Heritage, overlooking all of it. It's just been great.
Right.
And it's great for business. It's great to get out in the public.
And you're open most of the high school games, most
Yeah,
of them.
mostly.
You're trying to get there.
I had some health issues last year that kept me away.
Yeah.
I wasn't out there as much as I wanted to, but I got a clean bill of health, and I'm trying to be out there as much as I can. Usually, mostly for all the East games, a lot of Denfeld games, because I like to be there for Jago and those guys too.
Right.
I just have it open, and people are starting to come through.
But you get more organized on what to do and
Yeah.
more, I mean,
It's kind of tricky how to get up there, and
Right.
you kind of got to sort of run into it.
right.
You know,
But it's a staircase right next to the upper concession stand.
That's one way, and then the elevator. I mean,
Yes.
there's
Oh, yeah.
entries on
Right.
both ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been up there many times, and it's beautiful. And once you walk in, holy shit, people, it's like a little museum of. But let's you do a lot of different things besides just sports and that. But let's just talk hockey, because this is a hockey show.
Absolutely.
Let's start with youth hockey. You've done some little
Oh
kids
yeah,
on the rinks around Duluth.
For
and that.
every, I'm trying to get a collection of doing a scene from every rink in Duluth. I've done Portman, Glen Avon, now gone Congdon, and I'm talking with Duluth Heights about doing one for them.
Right. They're still open. Piedmont's still
Gary.
open.
I got to do Piedmont and Gary.
Okay.
But I want to have that collection because I want to put them up in the Heritage Center.
There was I think it was 37 rinks back when I was growing up that we played in the city.
If you go into my gallery, over my one, I have 2 drafting tables up there. Over one of my drafting tables is a map of where every rink was in the
Right,
city. It's
nice.
amazing because they're all
Crazy.
gone.
Yeah.
You know,
Crazy.
And I think the rinks, unfortunately, is such a unique thing in North American hockey, but I think that's probably going away, just because it hasn't. The numbers are getting smaller as far as because they keep moving down. You know, the squirts now are all playing indoors, and so it's only the mite level that are down maintaining the rinks, and it's a lot of work for those parents.
Right.
I
That's what we
hope
did
it
back
doesn't
at our
go
time.
away because it's
Right.
a big black hole in the middle of my neighborhood if Portland
Right.
goes away.
Right.
You know,
That's a big,
hopefully somebody will maintain it.
Right.
If the hockey league goes
Or
away.
the city or Duluth
Yeah.
even, because
Well,
look at the money they
yeah.
get from taxes from all the people that come up here. So high school, what do you have for high school, basically?
Oh, I got I've done one for Duluth East. I got to
Okay.
redo that and make it more current jerseys. I did one for Denfeld, which what they do is the Denfeld prints aren't for sale. Those are only given to the seniors when they
when they graduate.
graduate. Yeah.
Wow, nice.
So Dale Jago gives them a print.
Well, I'm gonna say a really nice thing. I went to Duluth Cathedral. We didn't have Mars Arena, but there's Mars Arena where Duluth Marshall and St. Scholastica play their games. You just got commissioned to
Yep.
do the whole wall.
inside of
And
the whole
you're
inside
gonna-
of the ring.
We're gonna have the old Duluth Cathedral teams. You're gonna have the Duluth Marshall teams and
Yep.
the St. Scholastica teams.
Yep.
How long is that gonna take, you think?
Well, I told them a year. It's going to take me
Yeah.
a year to do it. I don't have to sit up there on scaffolding and paint it. I mean,
Right.
technology.
You already
has it,
got the
so-
dimensions and all that.
Yep,
so you
I
kinda-
get the architectural specs and I see what the wall is and I do a piece maybe this size and then they blow it up and make wallpaper out of it, actually. And they adhere it right to the wall, but it's the whole history of Cathedral, which is a really great history. And morphing into Marshall, and then it'll morph into Scholastica and their whole history.
Well, that's gonna be
also,
nice.
the Duluth Figure Skating Club,
Oh,
which
boy.
has been there for, I'm not sure how many years. I think it's 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and they have they got some great history with the old curling
bet.
club and stuff. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to doing some of that stuff.
Boy, I can't wait. I got to stay alive.
Well, till
So,
the year. We're
okay.
hoping to unveil it next year.
Okay, you have a website with all your artwork?
Yep,
with it?
yep.
Okay,
It's
what
just-
is it?
You just go to timcortez.com. It's
Tim Cortes.
TIMCORTES, not Z,
Oh, I do
.com.
see sometimes.
Yeah, everybody does Z. TimCortez.com.
I was in California
or
too
.net.
long.
Both
you
of
know,
them.
but Cortez went
Oh,
through.
yeah,
No.
sure, yeah. I should just change it, it'd be easier for everybody.
No, do you want to put a phone number out there too?
Yeah,
or-
go ahead, you can, if you wanna commission me to do any work for you or for your organization, just call me at 218-591-4016.
Say that one more time.
It's 218-591-4016.
And it's timcortez.com.
TimCortez.com. Yep.
Okay, either one. And I'll put that out when the show comes out. That's where to go.
Great.
And so
Yeah.
yeah. And then, so now moving on, you're doing the high school. You're doing Mars Arena, and you've done a lot of college stuff too,
Oh,
haven't you?
yeah. I've done a lot. I did one for unfortunately, Notre Dame lost last night. Otherwise, I was going to do a print for them.
All right.
Maybe I'll talk to the people at Ohio State. Who knows? But done a lot of college football. Notre Dame being my biggest one. I did their 125th anniversary of their program 10 years ago. And that was the last time they got to the national championship. And I had my pieces were on the cover of each of their home programs for their game day programs. So there was a nice relationship I built there. And they were such what a gracious client they were.
So you've done Lou Nanny,
Yeah.
and then no, you just did the last one this last year for
Yeah.
all the years
I
he's
have a
done
piece. I have a piece in the Smithsonian Institute.
it. Really?
Yep, I did of the John Bear Grease.
Really?
So they did a display of North American dog sled racing, and
Wow.
they saw that. Somebody brought it up to the Iditarod, the
Wow.
big piece that I did.
Yeah.
And the Smithsonian got a hold of me. Said, "Would you be interested in having this in the Smithsonian?"
Wow. What an honor.
Yeah, I
Jeez.
wasn't going to say no.
No,
so.
no.
So I have that. That's nice. A couple other big projects that I've worked on are at the Twin Stadium, Target Field, and their Champions Club, which is their high ticket behind home plate. I did the centerpiece for the whole complex, and it's the 3 World Series that
Right.
the Twins were in.
87,
Yeah.
91, and 65.
65, yeah. That was
Yeah,
a fun. That was a fun
65, I
job.
knew every player.
Yeah.
Now free agency, I don't know half
Yeah,
of
I
it.
know. It's crazy. So yeah, it's been a long run. I've had my own studio for 30 plus years, and
And you do
It's
most
had
of it out of your
something-
home until you
I
open the
do.
Heritage Center.
Yep.
And that- But
I do.
Is it
It's
working out?
mostly private.
Is it
commissions.
working out doing this here?
Logistically, it's a little difficult because I thought I would work on one project out there and then have another project at home. It doesn't work like that. You work on ones you have to get done.
Right.
So if I have to be at the Heritage, I'm packing everything up,
Right.
bringing it out there.
Right.
Vice versa.
Now, I remember probably talking to you about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
You had a good friend from his Mr. Hockey, the first Mr. Hockey.
Oh yeah,
And he said he was going to find you some work.
Tommy Chorsky.
Yeah, out east or something.
Yep, we're still working on it, and he's got a daughter that plays for Harvard.
Oh, is that
She's-
what-
Yeah, she's a senior at Harvard.
And
this
there's a
year.
Duluth girl that
Yeah,
is like
that I did a picture for.
Coach.
That's his coach. Yeah.
Bellamy.
Yes, Bellamy, Laura Bellamy.
Laura, yeah.
And I did a picture for her when she graduated from Harvard. Her dad commissioned me to do a picture of all the seniors. So I got a really good in there. And then, who's the head coach for the men's team at Harvard?
I can't think of it now.
Not Donatelli, no.
I can't think.
Anyway, he's a good friend of Tommy Chor's.
Okay.
So we're working the East Coast.
Well,
right now,
Jamie Langen brothers' kid plays out there.
Where, at Harvard?
Yes.
Does he really?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering where that kid.
Yeah, I talk to Jamie every time when I see him once in a
Okay.
while at the Wild games.
Okay.
Because he's a head of player development.
That's right.
for
I
Boston.
did hear that he was out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're working. I mean, right now I'm pretty buried in what I
know,
have. And it's the problem with my career and how I work is it takes a long time to do a piece. So I can't keep collecting clients and tell them you're going to have it in 5 years.
And you're probably, your business is that they commission you to do this, but they want it yesterday.
Oh, yeah. But they're pretty fair. Most people are pretty understanding.
right.
It does take a lot of time. There's only a certain pace I can go at.
But everyone I talk to that has a piece of your work and that, they just love your artwork.
Well,
I mean, they just love it.
I've been very lucky, and this community's been very kind to me. And I try to give back to the community as much as I can. So it's worked out well. I'm glad I moved back up in this area 30 years ago.
We just got 2 minutes left, and what is your feeling of hockey up north here right now?
Well, right now, I think I'm seeing a little bit of a shift that it's not just Hermantown and East anymore coming out of here. You know, when you look at Rockridge, Cloquet. I mean, these people they're going to make it. We need to have that
Competition
more
up here.
diverse group of people coming out of the north.
Right.
You know, Roseau's always going to be strong. Warroad's always going to be strong.
Right.
Thief River's strong. I mean, we need more. It can't just turn into a Minneapolis, St. Paul state tournament.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, even Marshall.
It's getting
I
close
see
to that,
Marshall going on the upswing right now.
Right.
With enrollment and, Sean up there is doing a great job.
Right.
I've gotten to know him pretty well through this
Bartlett,
Bartlett. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And I got a nephew playing up there.
Oh, nice.
In the JV squad right now, but he's young. And I love the way Marshall's going at it. I think last time I was on here, we talked about Stella Maris.
Yeah.
And I think that's still in the works, but it's a ways out.
It's a way out.
It just takes a long time.
It's hard to talk about it right now. We have to wait and
it is.
have to hold your breath. But okay,
Yeah.
we're talking to Tim Cortes and Tim Cortes Studios, Art Studios. He's at the Heritage Center now, and if you ever go to a high school game, most of the time he's open upstairs from the upstairs concession stand. And
Second floor off the mezzanine.
yeah,
There you
and what's your phone number again?
218-591-4016.
And Tim Cortes, TimCortes.com.
There you go.
So, well, that's it for our show. I wish we had a longer time because we'd have a lot more to talk about. But thank you, Tim.
Appreciate it, Jerry.
Yep. So I'd like to thank PACT-TV studio producers. We got Liz, we got Jimmy, and we got Sean. And we'll see you guys at the rink.